Have you ever wondered what habits could truly change your life in 2025? In this episode, I'm going to be sharing six powerful habits, 2 nutrition-based, 2 movement-based, and 2 mindset-based that will help you crush your health and fitness goals this year and honestly other goals as well. By the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly what steps to take to look, feel, and perform your absolute best in 2025. Let's make this year the year you prioritize your health and actually see lasting results. Before we dive in, if you're listening on the Apple Podcast app or on Spotify, make sure you hit the follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit like and subscribe. All right, you guys, today for this Monday's episode, I wanted to do a Monday episode based on what a lot of you guys are thinking about, which is habits. You know, going into the new year, a lot of people are setting New Year's resolutions, New Year's goals for health and fitness, and you should be. But a lot of people go about their goal setting and their New Year's resolutions and their habit setting, if you will, in an improper manner, which is why this is going to be week 3, I believe, of the Wednesday series on setting yourself up for success when it comes to goal setting. This week on Wednesday will be part 3 of 5. But today I wanted to talk specifically about habits. And the reason why I wanted to put it this week is because on Wednesday, we're going to be talking about how to actually define the habits that you need to form in order to achieve whatever goal it is that you're looking to achieve. So make sure you stay tuned for Wednesday's episode. But today I wanted to give you specific habits that any single one of you could apply and see immediate benefits from in your health and fitness, and these benefits would get you to feel better and trickle into other areas of your life as well. Before I dive into the first habit, I want to encourage you to book a free call with me. I want to hop on a 30-minute Zoom call with you where we can talk face-to-face about where you currently are with your health, where you want to be, and try to come up with a personalized plan for you to help you get there. So you can go to nickcarrier.com to fill out a quick little form so I know a little bit about you before going into the call, and then we'll hop on a day and a time that works best for you. So go to nickcarrier.com now to book a call. Again, nickcarrier.com. But let's dive into the first of the 6 habits. Again, the first 2 are going to be nutrition-based. And these first 2, I promise you, I believe that these first 2, if applied by 90+% of people, you would see immediate benefits to not just your body composition, but how you feel and your energy levels. Number 1 is fuel with fiber. And for each of these habits, I'm going to talk about the why, the what, and the how much, if applicable. So when it comes to fiber, why is it so important? Well, first off, is because of satiety. Fiber is one of those things that fills you up and ensures that your portion sizes stay in check and the amount of total calories that you're consuming stays in check. Fiber also helps to promote digestion because our body can't actually break down fiber. The gut microbiome can, and then that gets used as food for the gut microbiome, which leads me to the third benefit, which is it is a prebiotic, means it is feeding the bugs in your gut. So probiotics is a type of food that populates your gut microbiome with healthy bacteria. Prebiotics are food for those healthy bacteria in your gut microbiome, and the gut microbiome loves to feed on fiber. And then the last thing that I'll say today is most high fiber foods have a ton of nutrients. They have a ton of vitamins, they have antioxidants, and they produce what's called short chain fatty acids in order to help improve your immune health and other things with regards to your health as well. So there are so many whys behind why you should be implementing more fiber into your diet. Now, let's talk about what you can actually be eating to increase your fiber intake. First category of foods that you can be increasing is your vegetables. Think specifically like your cruciferous vegetables like your broccoli, your Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, kale, other vegetables like your spinach, your leafy greens, your asparagus, or really just any vegetable, but those are a few that I wanted to point out. Then second food category is your fruits. The highest fiber content foods are going to be your berries, your raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries. And then some other great foods are like apples, bananas, and really any fruit has at least some sort of fiber, some amount of fiber. And depending on the type of fruit, leave the skin on if you can to increase the fiber intake from that fruit. The third category I'm going to point out is your nuts and seeds. Your chia seeds, your flax seeds, hemp seeds, walnuts, almonds, and pecans are all great sources of fiber. And then I have my fourth category that I'm going to kind of lump a whole bunch of different types of foods in together is some of your grains, like your lentils, your rice, your quinoa, then your legumes like edamame and beans, and then some of your fatty fruits like avocados and olives. Those are all great sources of fiber. So I would say to rewind that, write down one or two of the foods from each of those food groups that you actually enjoy, and aim to implement those into your diet on a daily basis and on a weekly basis. And then lastly, when it comes to fiber, how much fiber should you be consuming? Well, generally, the goal should be a minimum of 15 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories that you consume. Now, a lot of you guys aren't counting your calories, but a lot of you are going to be consuming anywhere between maybe close to 2,000 to close to 3,000, depending on your body size and your fitness goals. So for a lot of you, that's going to be anywhere from at least 25 to 30 grams per day, but there's really no such thing as too much fiber. So aim to get as much of it as you can with this caveat. If you're not consuming very much fiber right now, you want to slowly ramp up your fiber consumption. So for example, if you're only eating 10 grams of fiber per day right now, then aim to go to 15 grams a day for the next week. Then after that, if you do that successfully, aim to go to 20 grams a day every single day for the following week. So you want to increase essentially 5 grams of fiber per day and then bump it up by another 5 grams on a weekly basis if you adhere to it, obviously, in order to ensure you don't overwhelm your digestive system. So habit number 1 is essentially fuel with fiber in the amount of at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day. Nutrition habit number 2 is prioritize protein. Now let's break it down again. Why is protein so important? Number 1 is because satiety. It is going to fill you up more than the other macronutrients. The second reason is because you are allowing yourself to retain the muscle mass as you get older. And that is the last thing that we want to lose when we get older. Both because we want to be able to do things when we get older. We want to be able to function and be independent, but also because muscle is your metabolic currency. Muscle is going to be the most metabolically active organ in your body. And so the more of it that you retain as you get older, the more your metabolic health is going to stay intact, the less body fat you'll put on. And it's not from the sake of just looking good. It's from the sake of staying healthy and making sure that you don't go into chronic disease, because chronic disease is oftentimes a symptom of excess body fat. Also, of course, we want to have muscle mass for the sake of looks, but then also because amino acids are involved in so many different things inside of our human body. That's a conversation for a different episode, but amino acids are super important for a lot of our bodily functions. And so that's the last why behind prioritizing protein. The what, I'm going to go into a few different food groups as well. The first one is obviously going to be your animal protein. This is going to be your most bioavailable source of protein, your complete protein, which means it contains all of the essential amino acids, meaning the amino acids that your body needs and cannot produce on its own. And so my favorite types of animal proteins are going to be your grass-fed beef, your ground turkey or poultry, your pasture-raised eggs, and wild-caught fish. Then a second food group is going to be your dairy, things like Greek yogurt, your cheeses. And then the last part is going to be your non-animal proteins. Now, edamame is a great non-animal protein that is going to be complete protein. It's not going to have as high of amounts of the essential amino acids as the animal proteins are, but it still has all 9 essential amino acids. I love lentils as a great plant source of protein. And then just to be completely honest with you, some of these other plant sources of protein, like tofu, are things that I have never dabbled into. So I'm not going to try to go too extensively on those. And then the last thing about protein is how much you want to be consuming. Aim to consume anywhere between 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal body weight. Let me say that one more time. Anywhere from 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal body weight. So if your ideal body weight is 150, then you would do 150 times 0.7 and get that number. And then 150 times 1, which is obviously 150, and aim to stay within that range on a daily basis. And if you don't get that amount, it's not like you're going to die because you didn't hit your protein goals. It's just that your body is not going to function optimally, and your body is probably not going to retain as much muscle mass as it could optimally over a long period of time. So aim to stay within that range as frequently as possible. So those first 2 are going to be your nutrition-based habits. These next 2 are going to be your movement-based habits that again, these are habits that I don't know if I prefaced this enough at the beginning, but these are habits that I think anybody should start to form if they don't have already formed at the beginning of 2025. And look, maybe you hear these lists of 6 and you're like, I've got 2 of them down. Great. Add 2 more. Aim to add 2 more at the beginning of 2025. And then maybe after you've done these for 2-3 months, add the additional 2. These are all habits that anyone should do, regardless of your body size, regardless of your age, your gender, anything like that, your race. Like, these are all things that could benefit everybody. So let's go into these movement-based habits. Number 3, I'm just calling start stepping. Get your steps in. Why is this so important? 1, it gets you outside, and outside has so many benefits. I think the best benefit of getting outside is your vitamin D levels, because vitamin D has so many roles inside of the body. Again, conversation for a different episode, but why getting your steps in? Because it gets you outside more regularly. A second reason why you want to get your steps in is because it increases what's called your NEAT, your N-E-A-T, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Essentially, the amount of calories that you're burning outside of your regular exercise activity. And that is huge when it comes to your physical health and huge when it comes to burning body fat. And then lastly, why get your steps in is because the improvements to your mental health that it provides you. It provides you with clarity. It provides you with you time. And it provides you with the ability to clear your head. And so your mental health is the last why that I have with why getting your steps in is so important. How many? I kind of have a 5-leveled scale, if you will, for steps. Now, more than anything, however many steps you get today, aim to start getting about anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 steps more over the next couple of weeks. And then slowly try to ramp it up to implement it into your lifestyle in a way that is sustainable. But my level 1 of bare minimum you want to try to get is 8,000. Level 2, 10,000. Level 3, 12,000. Level 4, 15K. Level 5, 20K. Now, those are pretty ambitious numbers. Some of you guys are going to be at 3K today. That's fine. Don't aim to go to 8K. Aim to go to 4K every single day next week. And do that for the next month. And then see if you can bump it up from there. Those are just baselines of like 8K is healthy. Then it just gets healthier and healthier the more that you are staying active above that. And then how to start implementing more steps into your routine are the following. Do exactly that. Make it part of your routine. Do a lunch walk every day or a few days a week. Do a morning walk every day or a few days a week. Implement it into your routine after or before dinner. Implement it into your routine when you have a regularly scheduled phone call or meeting time on your calendar. My point is seamlessly integrate it into your routine and tie it to something that you're already doing. If you tie it to something that you're already doing, then you can do what's called habit stacking. When you do one thing, it triggers your mind to do the other. So when you have that phone call every Monday at 10 a.m. and you go on a walk, that triggers you in the future. Oh, it's time for the call. It's also time to go on my walk. So number 3 of the habits is start stepping. Number 4, or the second exercise or movement-based habit, is simply form a well-balanced exercise routine. And I think for everybody, that should consist of at least 1 day of cardio and at least 2 days of resistance training. Now, you can add from there based on your goals, but I believe everybody, I don't care, regardless of age, regardless of weight, regardless of size, regardless of anything, that should be a baseline to everybody's exercise routine. 1 day of cardio and 2 days of strength training. When it comes to cardio, ideally you would have some low intensity, some middle intensity, and some high intensity. You don't want to beat yourself to a pulp. You don't want to just do walks. You want to get your heart rate elevated to a certain degree regularly throughout the week. When it comes to strength training, a couple of things that you want to focus on. Again, we'll dive deeper into this in future episodes like we have in past episodes, but generally speaking, you want to make sure you're lifting heavy enough so that you're getting close to failure. And most of your sets should be between 5 and 30 reps, or let's even condense that down further. Most of your reps should really be between 6 and 15 reps. Again, go heavy enough, but focus on form first. Once you feel comfortable, then go heavier. Those are the first 4 habits. The next 2 are going to be more kind of like mindset or lifestyle focused habits. The first of which is going to be waking up to your morning alarm right away. wake up to your first alarm. Stop pressing snooze. For those of you guys who have been following me for a while and listening to me for a while, those of you who have done the 10-week transformation before, you know how much I harp on getting your butt out of bed after that first alarm. Stop pressing the damn snooze button. I think the easiest way to get a first win to start off the day and to build confidence and to build momentum is boom, alarm goes off, get out of bed. Now, I know not everybody is going to be the type like me that maybe springs up right out of bed in the morning when the alarm goes off. But whether or not you spring out of bed, whether or not you don't want to get out of bed, get out of bed. It builds confidence, it builds momentum, and it gets you going. When you follow through with the first promise that you make to yourself in the morning, you're more likely to follow through on future promises and have pride in the fact that you started off your day with your win. So I really think that when people are pressing snooze, you're telling the day, you know what, hold up, wait on me. Stop telling the day to wait on me and get after it. And the one practical tool that I love sharing with people that a lot of you have heard before, a lot of you know, but that doesn't mean a lot of you do, is if you are struggling by pressing snooze on the alarm, I swear if you do this one thing, I bet it will solve, I'm just making up a number here, but I bet it would solve your issue 75% of the time, if not more. And that's putting your alarm away from your bed. If you put your phone, which is your alarm, on your bedside table, you are asking for yourself to press snooze. Put your phone alarm away from your bed so you have to get vertical to go over and turn it off, because sometimes the biggest battle is just getting vertical and standing up and getting out of bed. A couple of other practical things is have as close to as possible the same bedtime every night. Have as close to as possible the same wake up time every day. Now that's going to lead me to my sixth and final habit, is establishing a morning routine. This doesn't have to be crazy. Everybody's morning routine can be dependent on the amount of time that they would like to give themselves in the morning. This could be 5 minutes. This could be an hour and a half. Whatever amount of time that you have to commit in the morning for yourself. That's the biggest thing, for yourself, before you are maybe a slave to your job or a slave to other people's priorities or whatever it is that you do. Give some time for yourself. I promise you, your current self will thank you. Your future self will thank you. But a morning routine is critical. And I really want you to make sure of a couple of things. That number one, the morning routine that you set is enjoyable to you. I think a lot of people try to set a morning routine of, say, reading in the morning. And they hate reading. And then they don't do it. And they wonder why they're not doing it. Well, you hate reading. Or whatever, make sure you're not setting a morning routine just because somebody else is doing a morning routine. I love reading, so that is 100% a part of my morning routine. But if you hate it, don't do it. If you're not going to wake up, you're not going to get up to your first alarm, which is something that oftentimes you don't want to do anyway, to do something that you don't want to do. The idea is that you're more likely to get up to your first alarm if you are looking forward to doing whatever it is that you set out for yourself to do. So set a morning routine that, number one, that you enjoy, and number two, that's purposeful and meaningful to you. Meaning whatever it is that you're doing, you know there's a specific purpose to it. I love reading every morning because I feel like the purpose that it serves is, well, really twofold, self-education, but also just me time in the morning. And so you want to ensure that whatever habit you're looking to implement into your morning routine, it serves a purpose, it serves a meaning to you that you actually enjoy. For me personally, I always get up to my first alarm, then I go brush my teeth, then I go fill up my water bottle and I sip on my water as I'm getting ready, as I shower, get ready. Then I have my Bible app that I spend 5 to 10 minutes in, have some gratitude to do my prayer, and then I sit down with a cup of coffee and I read for anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes. And I hit that at least 350 days of the year, if not more. Now, before I dive into my seventh and bonus habit that you should be forming in 2025, again, I want to offer you to book a free call with me. This is going to be a 30-minute health consultation where we'll hop on a Zoom call where I get to talk to you face to face and hear you out. I want to hear where you currently are with your health and fitness. I want to hear where you want to be, and then I want to be the person to help customize a plan for you so that you can make that a reality. A lot of you guys are going to be starting off with goals in 2025. Some of you are going to crush it, but some of you aren't. If you don't, take advantage of this free 30-minute call by going to nickcarrier.com. There's a quick little form to fill out so I can get to know a little bit about you before we hop on face-to-face. But you can go to nickcarrier.com, book that free call with me. I would love to help. Now, let's dive into the 7th habit that if you're not doing this, but you start doing it, you're going to never stop doing it because you're going to love this habit so much. And that is establish an evening routine. Now, for me, the evening routine that serves its greatest purpose to me is scheduling out my next day at the end of my prior workday. So I'm currently recording this on a Tuesday, and it's actually 4:09 p.m. Central Time at the time that I'm recording this. In about an hour, when I finish and wrap up work, I'm going to spend 5 to 10 minutes planning out my Wednesday, and I'm going to schedule it hour by hour. Now, will it go according to my plan? Sometimes it will go 100% according to my plan. Sometimes 90%, sometimes 50%. But plan out your day the night before. That'll allow you to sleep better. That'll allow you to go into your day with some motivation because you've planned out your day for hopefully a day that you want to have, and it will help you be more efficient, more effective. It will prevent decision fatigue. So many benefits to scheduling your day the night before, doing that as part of your evening routine or your wind down routine, if you will. I hope today helped, guys. God, excuse me. 2025, I am so excited about what I have in store. I'm so excited for what you have in store, your goals, your habits that you're looking to implement. Like, there is no doubt about it that if you stay listening to this podcast, if you book a free call with me, if you do the 10-week transformation, I'm going to keep you accountable, baby. I'm going to hold you to a high standard so that you can become the person that you want to be. Because look, I know that every single one of you listening to this episode has a uniqueness and a light to bring to the world. You have a uniqueness and a light to bring to the world that if you don't bring to the world is going to be a darker place than it should be. You have the ability to not only solve your problems, but you have the ability to help other people solve their problems. You have the ability to help other people take advantage of their opportunities and become the best version of themselves. So like, take on that responsibility seriously, because self-improvement is not just about self. Now, don't get me wrong. You need to improve yourself so that your life is better. No doubt about it. But you also need to improve yourself so that your friends' lives are better. Your family's lives are better. Your significant other's life is better. Take on that responsibility seriously and realize that if you improve your health, if you improve other areas of your life, not only is your life going to be better, but the people's lives around you are going to be better and improve as well. So take that seriously. Again, book that 30-minute call with me at nickcarrier.com. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this episode of these 6 plus the bonus habit that you can form in 2025 that will dramatically improve your health, your fitness, your overall well-being. If you're watching on YouTube, hit like and subscribe down below. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, hit that follow button. Other than that, you guys, appreciate your time. I hope this helps you get closer to your health and fitness goals, and ultimately, I hope it helps you get closer and closer to your best you.